Hey everyone. Took me a second to get it brought up. I don't know what the deal was exactly. It was struggling there for a minute. Um, see, I want to let's see. I want to try to put this link up. So if you want to come up, April and Amy, let's see. I think that should do it. And hopefully we'll have a few more on here in a minute. So, hey player, what's up? So as you come up to the stream, let me know by comment below. Hey Case, what's up? And we'll get started here in a moment talking about some paranormal stuff. Paranormal stuff.
Laying down. He's about to go to bed.
Okay, so there. Okay, so it looks like April's coming up, and my beautiful wife is up, but she's not going to be up on the stream. She's not actually with me here tonight. She's helping her mom out, and that is great. Do it that way for doing stuff here. All right. Casey, I don't know if you've ever done StreamYard before, but if you know how to do it, you can click on that link and it'll kind of run you through it and show you how to come up if you'd like to do that. Okay. Get a couple more people up. So how's everybody's day been? Everybody had a good day, good week so far? It's almost over with. Tomorrow starts the weekend, more or less.
I'm so ready for the weekend.
Oh, I can't wait. I mean, I love the weekend. There's different things that, you can do on the weekend that you can't do during the week, but sometimes I get to do them, sometimes I don't. Me and Marnie sometimes go check out some cool stuff that's going on in town. But
I'll be there in a second. I'm trying to figure this thing out. I'm gonna try to cut it down.
that's fine. No problem. That's fine. No problem. That's fine. No problem. No, I don't know. a lot of background noise going on.
Yeah. That's the only thing with these is that you have to make sure you have the right one. It's hard to figure out sometimes.
All right. Is it on now?
I think
You're
you're
good now.
good, April. Hey Rob.
Mine wouldn't let me click in there.
Hi, Rob.
Tell me about those chips.
Let's see. I'm trying to add some moderators real quick. I've never done that before, so okay. There we go. So we're going to talk about some paranormal stuff tonight. One of the cool things I enjoy is seeing things happen when you didn't expect it. Like when our fidget spinner movie, I thought that was pretty cool. So April, Amy, what was your first experiences with paranormal, something happening? So we'll start with Amy and we'll go with April.
My very first experience with paranormal was actually with something I don't mess with anymore, and that was a Ouija board.
Mhm.
Um, I didn't believe in it really. I mean, I believed in it, but I didn't. And then we ended up getting a really bad spirit and caused all kinds of havoc in our house, almost burned our house down.
Oh Lord.
Flames shoot up from candles that touch the
Mm.
ceiling. Never
Uh-huh.
experienced anything like that in my life.
That's
Probably the
yeah. That
scariest thing I've ever been through.
Lord mercy. What about you,
Never
April?
been a full blown believer.
It's funny, but mine was, oh, the same thing I don't mess with anymore either. And that was the Ouija board. When I was 14 years old, my aunt had me and a bunch of my friends from school come over her house, and she was messing with one. When I was 14 years old, my aunt why is it had me and a bunch of my friends from school come over her house, and she was messing with one. Something is not right with my computer. Uh, but wait a minute. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
I was 14
Yeah.
years old. My why is that? Me and a bunch of my friends from school come over her house, and she was messing with one. I can't cut. I have it cut off. Right with my computer. But I'm making sure I have everything cut off. Did y'all hear me? Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of background noise.
I have it cut off, so I don't know what to do. That's it cut off, right? But I'm making sure I have everything cut off. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, a lot of background noise. Okay. Well, huh. I don't think it's anything on. I can't find anything on my end to fix that. I don't think there's a way for me to do anything.
No, it's
It's
a lot
April
of
side.
times you just can't even fix it on there. We have
Because
a
I
lot
was
of
looking.
that do that too.
Okay. Well,
Is it gone
huh.
now?
I don't think it's anything on. I can't find anything on my end to fix that. I don't think there's a way for me to do anything.
No, it's
I don't hear it now.
It's April side.
can't even. I still hear it. It's on there.
See, I don't hear it.
We have a lot of work that do that too.
Okay. Well,
Is it gone now?
I don't think it's anything
It's
on.
like a playback.
I can't find anything on my end.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a way for me to do
Let me
anything.
try something else. I'll come back in a few minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
Hmm. Yeah, I kept looking at the settings and all kinds of stuff, and I cannot find anything that I can do to help that on this end at
Yeah.
all. I guess it's those kinks I got to keep working on.
Yeah.
Still kind of new, but anyway. So yeah, we'll get April back up here in a few, and then she can tell us her story that she was trying to tell. But anyway, so I see players here, like I said. I see Rob's here, and I see Casey here. Marnie's in here. So it's good to see everybody in here. Um, I think everything's working. There's no feedback anywhere, is there, April? From us?
No.
Okay, all right, good. I just want to make sure. So, wow, I had something almost fall over here beside me.
Oh,
Okay.
good timing.
Yeah, it was good timing. It's actually an old camera bag. This is what was. It's like just sitting up on a thing, and then it just kind of just fell right over. That was odd. Okay. Yep, that's paranormal. But I can't explain that.
Exactly.
Marnie said we are repeat. Y'all are repeated. Hmm.
No, the
Okay. Oh,
feedback.
no, she said feedback. Okay.
Mhm.
Whew. Learning this stuff. But anyway. So let's see. Yeah. So with the fidget spinner moving was a big deal for me. Um, and one place I want to talk about was the haunted picnic area. And if you all ever come up here and be able to film with us, April, would be great. I'd like to take you to the haunted picnic area. Marnie hates it, but it has so many creepy vibes and weird stuff going on. And the EMF detector just went crazy in that place more than once. I mean, it just um, it's super haunted, probably like your Goatman Bridge or something
Yeah,
like that. Yeah, but
it looks like
and
fun.
you,
I'd love to go there.
oh yeah, Helen's Bridge is one of the places that I would definitely want to take as many people as I can.
I would
Almost
love.
like a tour guide. You know, watch out for the camera bag. I don't know why that thing. It'd been sitting up on this box forever. I don't know. I played with a REM pod outside the other night. Didn't really get anything out of it though, but I did get some interesting words coming through the app that you and I use, the
Hmm.
Ghost app. And when you were doing that the other night, um, I was getting some interesting stuff. We were all, me, you, and April were all three getting certain words that were very close.
Yeah, and that's
So,
why I love that thing so much. I have so much validation through it.
hmm I think what was it? Wait was one of them,
Hmm.
and God. I think yeah, we had some reference to God in somehow.
Yeah,
So yeah, that was interesting. I look forward to your next one you do. And
I think Saturday night we're going to be at the Goat Man's doing a live stream.
ah, good, because you weren't able to do that this past weekend.
No,
Um,
unfortunately, but I'm ready this weekend.
no, Marnie, it wasn't Leah. She was nowhere near. She's a matter of fact, I think went to the other room to see where the cat's at. So let's. Oh, April's back. Let's see here. Okay, there you are. I think I got you back up.
Twinkie.
Hello.
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 Hey, all right. I think we're in better shape now. I don't know what that thing was doing earlier. That was weird. But, whew. So April, go ahead and tell us your story you were talking about earlier.
When I was 14, my aunt had a bunch of my friends come over from school, and we went to visit her. She lived a couple streets over from where I did, and she pulled out a Ouija board and said she wanted to try to get in touch with my grandmother that died when I was 5. And all of a sudden, the lights had flickered. The table was shaking, and it's like you couldn't pull your hands off of the little eye thing. I forget what they call it because it's been so long since I messed
Actually,
with them. Yeah. Yeah, it's like you couldn't pull your hands off of it, and it just kept getting faster and faster. You know, that scared the crap out of me.
yeah,
So, and the table was shaking too, and everybody was standing up, so nobody could have been shaking the table.
Hmm.
So, I've never touched one since, and I won't. And then, a little boy had came through, and he was saying he was a little boy, and he wanted to go. He wanted to cross over and stuff like that, and then a weird name had come across there that says that they were a demon.
that's exactly what happened to us. A little boy was coming through. We thought it was a little boy, and it ended up being a man who was evil.
This was a man that was evil that came across ours.
And they do that a lot. They try to pretend like they're an innocent person or a child or something. And
Pull
Hmm.
you in.
yeah, and luckily, like in the house here, I've never had any bad experiences other than just seeing some shadows. I don't see them often. Marnie sees them a lot more than I do, but nothing major. Marnie got scratched once here. I think we brought something in and we got rid of it by praying. She hasn't been hurt since. That's been months ago. So I think that came from one of these cemeteries. Actually, a cemetery we'd never been to is up on a hill. It's just creepy as it could be. It was like hidden. There was no signs that said like so and so cemetery. It was just hidden up on a hill. We just happened. Marty looked up and said, "Oh, there's a cemetery." So I want to go back, but I do a little more protection there if I go. Though.
Right.
So,
Definitely.
yeah.
Yeah, my mom was passing down her road. My mom lives on top of a mountain in Virginia, and you know how those roads, some of those roads are. It looks like they followed a snake to make the road. And her and my dad were riding one day, and she just happened to look over, and it was a hill. But she seen a couple things sticking up, and she had asked my dad to pull over because it was all overgrown. And on the very side of the road, I bet you not 4 foot off the side of the road. And she walked up this little hill, and she said there's about 10 to 15 graves up there that nobody is taking care of. It's just like fell to the wayside. And she's done been over there a couple of times. My dad took his lawnmower there and mowed it. And she said there's about 10 or 15 graves there. She's put flowers there. I want to go there one day and see.
That'd be interesting. Yeah, Marty said tent city. There was a tent city in that cemetery. Just on the other side of the cemetery, there was, I guess, where the homeless had been staying.
Hmm.
So that, and there's actually another cemetery we went to and filmed. It's been a long time since we've been there. We've only done it once, but it was a black cemetery, and there was no markers at all. I mean, it was just. I mean, you might see a couple of rocks or like something like a piece of stick or something to be a marker. But that was it. No names, nothing. You didn't know who they were. And that's sad because it's also like at Riverside Cemetery. There's places where unmarked graves are, and you don't know who those people were.
Right.
Mm, So,
Now, I went and bought something today, which I'm going to show y'all here in a minute. I just don't hope it doesn't have anything connected to it. So hold on just a minute, and I'll show y'all.
I love it. I love surprises. So this is going to be cool. Hi, Tina. How are you?
I'm sharing the stream real quick while.
Thank you. Yeah, Marnie loved that cemetery, the black cemetery. I think she kind of felt some peace there. I didn't feel anything really negative. It was pretty peaceful.
Very seldom do I ever feel really negative at cemeteries. Only
Mhm.
one, and that was at the Brown Springs Cemetery. But apparently, there's a lot of Bigfoot and stuff things going on there. So
Oh,
that could have been that, but um, maybe one or two cemeteries did I feel something negative, but the rest of them I haven't really been. I don't know. They haven't really shook me up any.
hmm a lot of times they're peaceful, and
Yeah.
like I like being able to go to places like where Thomas Wolfe is buried. I mean, Thomas Wolfe
Hmm.
being real well known, and nothing negative. People leave pens and pencils for him. It's really cool to see what they leave
Yeah.
there. It is neat. What you got, April?
Okay. It's got writing on the back of it, and I just like got really okay. See this right here, and it's got a leather string holding it with a
Okay.
picture on there, and it's like on slate,
Hmm.
Mhm.
and it's got a thing on the back of it, and it says roofing slates mined in Pennsylvania and transported down the Ohio and Mississippi River on rafts became the roofing materials after the disaster fire of 1795. Each one has individually uh, each one was individually hand shaped. This one came from an old building on Royal Street dating back to the early 1800s. It was originally
Hmm.
owned by a retired plantation master named Marcel Paluche,
Hmm,
That's awesome.
that is neat.
but I went and got it, and it's got it has the information, and I seen it, and I was like, it was the only one they had.
Oh wow,
This was at Goodwill.
there you go.
I love Goodwill. And see that you can tell it's slate,
Yeah.
Mhm.
but it's got the picture of supposed to have been the plantation.
Hmm.
And I was like, I hope there's nothing attached to it.
Have you ran your K2 and step over it to?
I just sit it down. So I wanna. We might do that tomorrow night
Oh, that'd be nice.
during the live stream. Just see if anything happens.
Yeah, because
And
you
I just,
never know. I know that me and Marty went to it's called Brother Wolf thrift store, and we didn't buy it, but there was it said haunted doll on it. And I think it was like, excuse me, like 30, $40 or something. We almost bought it, but we were like, I don't think we'll pass this time.
see, I don't know. You never know if they're really, or if somebody's just trying to make a buck.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
But
And see,
that
they
one
didn't
had
know.
$1, so
Hmm.
I found it interesting.
Well, even if
So
it's not legit, it's still very interesting to see. It still has a good story behind it. So,
stop,
Chasing bones in the house.
Danny.
So yeah, it's interesting to see what you might find at like a thrift store or something. It could be haunted. I've seen what was it? A haunting, I think's what it was on
hmm,
TV, and they were talking about they had a couple that bought a doll and it just terrorized them. I mean,
yeah,
it was haunted. I mean, apparently it had the spirit of a stillborn baby, is what it said.
oh,
I didn't
wow,
quite believe that, but I think it may have been a little bit more uh, something evil attached to it, more so
yeah,
than a stillborn baby. That didn't make much sense, but anyway.
wow.
But you never know. Never know what you might catch.
Yeah, I mean, if it don't cost too much, it's just a little bit, but
Hmm.
I mean, I
Yeah, I
find
mean, go ahead, April. Go ahead. Praying.
haunted objects are very interesting and stuff, but I'd be really scared of what you might actually bring in. So if it's not nothing real bad,
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. You never know. And here's something I'll tell you. I thought it was kind of neat. It's kind of paranormal, but kind of not. My mom years ago, the house or the land that I live on now, years ago was my grandparents' old house, and they were going to burn it down and put another house here. And my mom kept having a reoccurring dream every single night about going up into their attic, and then as she took the attic lid off, she'd wake up. And so she asked my grandfather to go up to see if there was anything up there, and him and my dad did, and they came across some old milk bottles and a picture of my what would be my great grandfather
oh wow,
that was up there, and yeah, and so she still got it hanging, and it looks creepy. He's in a military uniform, but it looks kind of creepy, but I don't think it's anything attached to it.
right.
But that was interesting to know that night after night she had these dreams, and then all
Mhm.
of a sudden that was up there and nobody knew about it. So
Somebody definitely was trying to get her to find it.
yeah, yeah. So I mean, spirits can do different things. They don't always want to hurt us. They might guide us sometimes.
Hmm.
But my mom will every now and then smell a pipe in her house of the man that used to own the house and land. It's
Hmm.
like it was like a cherry flavor, I think is what it was. She said,
Yeah.
and every now and then she'll smell that. And I was like here, even though this house it was not where my grandparents lived in, occasionally I can smell their perfume or
yeah,
whatever, or the cologne and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
that's kind of comforting knowing that smell because I know who it is and knowing that they're still around. You have anything like that? Oh, well, let's see. Amy, you do have some stuff that goes on with evil. Do you smell anything that's sulfur or anything like that? Because I know that.
Smelled sulfur, and Lainey has even gotten almost the smell of like, she tells me it smells like when the blood's all drained out of it. That this is the way she explains it. It smells like you had meat laying out and the blood's all drained out of it, and that smell that it has.
Mm-hmm.
She said it almost smells like that.
Wow. So you just never know.
Yeah.
You don't know what that could be from, though.
We definitely have smelled the sulfur and all that before.
I've caught stuff like that at Helms Bridge sometimes. I'll smell something weird, just like rancid sometimes.
Yeah.
And you look around, there's no animals. There's nothing dead laying around up there. So, but I have had a squirrel move a few times, and I thought it was paranormal, and I turn around, there's a squirrel running. So I'm like, too much, so much for that. Thought I caught something. No, there's a squirrel. I went up to the what's called a Thunder Road Bridge, and that's what I call it. The movie Thunder Road was filmed in the River Arts area here, and it's a house that burned down and a bridge attached to it. And when I walked up there, I seen about 4 or 5 groundhogs just all over the place. So I was like, wow, this is a unique way to be greeted. I've never seen that many in one place at one time.
Right. Yeah, that's how she explains it, Danny.
Yeah. Yeah, right there, that makes sense. Oh, wow.
There's a lot of old superstitions that we all grow up with.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know how they'll tell you that if you're pregnant and you get scared, you're not supposed to touch your face or anything like that, because it'll hurt the baby. Well, that's what I was always brought up as. My best friend's mom, she had been brought up like that too, and she had said that she was in a strawberry patch, and she seen a snake and it scared her. So she like just grabbed her arm, and when she jumped, she grabbed her other arm, and my best friend was born with it looks like a strawberry on her arm.
Oh wow.
My mom also said that when she was pregnant with my brother, I believe it was, she said that she was in a garden and she kept getting the feeling like somebody was staring at her. And somehow I think she marked my brother. Oh yeah, when I was pregnant with Casey, my youngest one, Slim had cut his finger really, really bad. His pinky, the top tip of it, and we thought he was either gonna lose it or need a lot of stitches. When Casey, and it scared me because I was pregnant. When Casey was born, her exact same pinky was bright purple.
Wow.
On the very tip of it, and eventually, I mean, it grew. It went away, but she was born with a purple tip of her pinky finger.
Wow.
And my dad, like Amy's mom, she's a dreamer. And I believe Amy's a dreamer. And my dad's a dreamer. And my dad had a dream that he could not see their face. He woke up the next morning telling us at breakfast. And Mom said he even woke her up in the middle of the night because it was such a bad dream. But he said he could not see the man's face, but he could see their body. And he was at a bar or something, and there was gambling going on where the man won a lot of money. And when he was going back to his car, he was parked next to the dumpsters. at this bar. My dad said he could even hear the shots, but he said he seen the man grab his chest and you could see the blood running between his fingers. Um, the next morning, we were sitting down eating breakfast, and my dad was telling us the story, and I'll put my hand on the Bible. Next thing you know, our phone rang. My cousin Lacey, he was at a bar. He won a bunch of money playing poker. He got shot 3 times in the chest, and they found him laying next to the dumpsters, next to his car.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
That's awful.
Yeah, so that's why I believe my dad is a dreamer.
Yep. He is.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then
Some,
dreams.
yeah, some people can see the future. I mean, or see glimpse. I mean, I
Mhm.
have to a certain extent, but um, yeah, there's certain things I've seen like end time stuff, which that really freaks me out sometimes.
Yeah.
But okay, so here's a good question. Of all the places that you could go, there's several places like Waverly Hills, Queen Mary, or I don't know. Where we'll start with April. Where would you like to go to invest? If you could go tonight to investigate one place that's on the top of your bucket list, where would it be?
Hmm. I would love to go to Mackey's. Uh, what's his name? Twinkie
Bobby
Mack.
Mack.
Yeah, Bobby Mackey's.
Hmm.
I would love to go there and investigate. That's
That'd be
one of the
interesting.
places.
They say that's pretty creepy and haunted.
Yeah.
I've seen a few things on it. What about you, Amy?
I definitely want to go to Mackey's too. If it's in the U.S., either Mackey's or Penn State.
Yeah,
Oh,
Penn,
yeah.
see, Penn State's my other one.
Yeah.
I think mine would be Waverly Hills. I so badly want to go to Waverly Hills Sanatorium.
I want to
I've
go
seen
to.
so much there, but I think one of the first times I ever seen. I mean, I've seen a few like paranormal shows, then I've
Mhm.
seen Omar go, and I'm like, yeah, I definitely want to go check this out.
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool.
As
But
Amy says, that's on our bucket list too.
Yeah. Our bucket list is huge.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
huge.
yeah, mine is too. It's. I think that's number one though. I would love to go, and Hell's Bar Dam would be another good one
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
I think it'd be
And see,
interesting to check out.
Waverly's waiting list, you got to get on it, and it's $1,000 for 10 people.
Yeah.
10 people.
And then $100 per person after that. So I don't know why they don't just say $100 per person, minimum of 10.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. I mean, yeah, if you got a waiting list, I mean, if you get 10 people together, that'd be great. I don't know how Omar and James did it with. They must have some kind of special,
They actually,
privilege to do
uh,
that or something.
they went to the gate and waited, and like 1,000 people called the owners and the businesses and all that around there until the owners come down there,
Uh-huh.
and they ended up letting them in.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Bobby Mackey's is a bar, Marnie.
Hmm.
Yeah,
It's the name of a bar that is really, really active.
and there's a well
Mhm.
in the basement that they're saying that they threw a girl's head down in the well.
Yeah.
Wow. And you all did the another place I want to go. You all went to the Senzabal Tunnel, which was
Hmm.
seemed to be pretty cool.
That place is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We've
And I
also
say
been
cool.
to the Stanley Hotel.
Uh,
We've also been
I
to
mean,
the Stanley Hotel. It was pretty cool.
and I'm bad to say that place is cool, and it makes it sound crazy because it's paranormal,
Yeah.
But for me, that's cool,
Yeah.
So one thing that my friend Matt, see, I had this thing planned for Halloween, And I think I might have talked about this last week, but anyway, um, so I had this thing planned for Halloween, and then my friend Matt from the radio station says something about possibly knowing of a hotel that may be able to spend the night or something in and do an investigation. And I'm going to try to contact him in the next couple of days and see, probably Monday, um, and see if I can figure out more about what he wants to do, and figure out how he wants to bring people in. And he did something like that years ago at the Grove Park Inn, and the way he did it there, it was kind of like he was trying to pretend like it was Scooby Doo type thing. And then him and his buddies got really freaked out when they started coming across some things that, and especially when they came across, it's a long story, but they came across a situation where the pink lady haunts the Grove Park Inn, and they found that they didn't know how she was murdered. They thought a lot of times they thought that she just fell over this ledge on like the fourth floor, but it seems like F. Scott Fitzgerald had something to do with that.
Oh wow.
And they had an apparition in a picture, and this is back in the late 90s, early 2000, and they had a picture that they took of they didn't really mean to take the picture either. The guy was sitting there kind of in a trance, and his buddy was just taking pictures around him and trying to help him out. You okay or whatever. Then they saw the apparition, and Matt couldn't figure out who it was. He kept looking, and I don't know who this guy is. He came across different people who stayed at Grove Park Inn, and he saw F. Scott Fitzgerald and matched the picture up, and the faces matched perfectly. And then they had a psychic that was helping them. Well, when they found F. Scott Fitzgerald's apparition, the psychic woke Matt up at some point in time in the middle of the night, I guess, and said the pink lady, who she felt the connection still to, said they got him, they figured him out, they know who it is. And they were going to run this and let everybody know about it. And the Grove Park Inn said, no, you're not. And the F. Scott Fitzgerald family said, no, you're not. And they ran it anyway. And if I can ever get him give me a copy of it, it was in our I Wanna here. Um, I'll put it up and show it on our live stream.
That's awesome.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
it was strange. It was he went to that whole story on. We did a Halloween thing last year on his show, and he went through the whole thing, and he kind of talks about it, but he don't talk about it a lot. But yeah, it was interesting what they came up with, and there was that whole place is haunted. People died building the Grove Park Inn, so there's bodies
Yeah.
buried in the Grove Park Inn.
Wow.
So another the ballroom that they have, it's haunted as well. People go in, turn lights out, lock it up, and about an hour later look and lights are on. And I think he said that one of the people investigating the ballroom at night went in and got a very cold chill about him and um, kind of sickness to him. I think that's what he said it was. So yeah.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah, Grove
Yeah.
Park is kind of neat. I don't know that I don't think they embrace the pink lady, but I don't know how much they embrace paranormal stuff nowadays. It's owned by the Omni family or whatever, whoever the Omni is. But back in the day, they didn't. I guess didn't care too much. But that's a good story. I like to tell it. What little bit I know of it. But
What
Asheville's all haunted. What's that?
What is the first paranormal thing? The house that you live in now.
Hmm.
What is the first paranormal thing, or the first strangest thing? I don't know whether you would call it paranormal or not. But what was the first strangest thing that ever happened in the house?
For me personally, I would just hear things sometimes. Just I'd be in bed. When I first moved in here, my kids were little. They would see things. My oldest daughter, if I get a chance, I may put her on a video and let her tell some of the stories that she has seen. But she has seen. I've just basically heard a few things, and occasionally I'll catch a shadow. I don't see it like everybody else does. Marnie sees shadows and apparitions in here. Caitlin, my oldest daughter, she seen a man in a top hat. We don't know who that is. Nobody in our family ever wore a top hat, so we're not sure what that is. Then she's seen, let's see, was that maybe a lady in a white dress? I think was another one she saw. But she would see shadows pass through too in her room, and that's kind of where I saw it one night when I was watching. I think it was April's stream. I was in my room, and I could see through into uh, her family room, and I could see a shadow just pass right by. And I don't catch that all. I get excited when I catch stuff like that.
Yeah.
Marnie's seen. I wish Marnie's here. She could tell you about it a little bit, but she has seen. She's seen a lady in a white dress. She has seen, I think, about three ladies. Marnie, correct me if I'm wrong. You can comment down there, but I think it was three ladies she feels is around her when she's outside in our yard.
Wow.
But nothing, none of that. It could be family, my family. I don't know. My grandmother's sisters and all them. I mean, it was like what was it? 10 girls, I think, and they're all but two are dead. So they're possibly here. I think my uncle Doug's here too. He died on the land back in 1970. So I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Marnie said they watch me outside. So I think there's three of them that watch her outside. But but I don't think she's never. I don't think ever felt anything like evil or whatever. But I like to do investigations outside. I tried the REM pod. It didn't catch anything, but maybe next time I do it, something will ding
Right.
it. Hopefully, I'll wait and see. I don't know about my other daughters. They don't really talk about the paranormal stuff much, so I don't know if they've seen anything or not. They probably have. I know my grandkids have got that ability too to see
Right.
things. So it's just kind of passed through the family, I guess. I know that I'll tell you a story. My grandson's what, two, and he saw an apparition in my mom's house, in my sister's bedroom. He kind of got afraid of it at first and was a little nervous about it and wouldn't go back in that room. Now, when he comes over there, he every now and then, mom said he'll look in that room and say hey and just keep walking.
Mhm.
so so whatever it was didn't bother him, so and it didn't hurt him. So hopefully it never will.
My niece, after my mom had her heart attack, she stayed over there at my mom's house for, almost every day. She didn't want to leave my mom. And about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, I went in my mom's room and she said, Maddie, come tell Amy what you saw a while ago. And she said, that shadow that was on the wall just stepped away from the wall and started walking.
Mm.
And I told my mom, I said, yep, she's seeing, because she used to be scared to death to come into my old house. She
Mm.
wouldn't stay the night there. She wouldn't go back to my bedroom, nothing. She would not go down the hallway. She would get so scared. And at dark time, she was ready to go home. And now she just walks around like it doesn't bother her. So I know it does get passed down. And she's definitely got, because she acted like it was nothing. The shadow just walked up the wall. So she saw a shadow figure and it was crazy. Good
Wow.
night, Marnie. Love you.
Night, Marnie.
Night, Marnie. Um, I'll message her in a little while. But I was trying to think of any more stories. Casey, I don't know if Casey's still up here. My buddy Casey Stillman, the Still Horseman. If you're still up here, comment. Let me know. The high school we went to is haunted. It was built on an Indian burial ground, and also I don't know if it's just all Indian burial ground, but I think it was Indian burial ground plus another cemetery. And
Mhm.
some of the bodies got moved. And there's been people who have been able to do investigations there. I don't know that I'd have to ask, but anyway, maybe when I like to do that with Casey since we both went there and Marnie went there. So Maybe we can do that, all three of us, sometime. But they've caught uh, weird noises and things like that. I can't remember all what they caught. I've seen a video one time. It's been a long time ago. And there's Asheville High, which is you know in town, and they had a security camera, and you can actually find it on YouTube, and you can see where a shadow figure just kind of walks by that the it's like I guess it's the main hall. I've never been in Asheville High, but like the main hall area, you can
Hmm.
see the shadow go by. So it's interesting to see what you know schools are haunted, and April, you're in. I mean, Amy, you're in a school, right, or what used to be a school?
Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of stuff going on at schools.
Yeah.
Wouldn't think.
There is definitely a lot of stuff going on in schools.
hmm I saw one on, I think it was Ghost Adventures, and I can't remember what state it was in, but they kind of like that situation where they had apartments and stuff, and they were having some
Mhm.
weird stuff going on. So, hey, you never know. You never know
And I
what
don't know
you
about
might
the
catch.
other apartments, but I know my mom, she lives right next door to me and she has all kinds of activity too. She uses the
Mm,
word app thing that we do, and
mhm.
it never fails. Every time she turns it on, she'll ask them where they're at, and it always comes up number three, and that's her apartment
Mm,
number.
wow.
And it just blows my mind how it does that.
Mm, mhm. And that's good to get confirmations, and I
Hmm.
know that April does SB7 too, and um, what we're at Church Street with our friends Melanie and Michael, and we started the night with her SB7, and at one point in time we asked how many spirits are with us, and we heard three. So about an hour and a half later gone by, I'm like, I'm gonna pull mine out. Let's see what we can catch. It's been a little while, and sure enough, how many spirits are with us? And it said three again. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
and Church Street is one of those that's haunted with a nun. The nun was killed by a priest, and because she was pregnant by the priest,
Oh
and
wow.
yeah, so that's a story. I've not really seen actual confirmation on that,
Mhm.
but that's the story. And I don't know what the third spirit could have been. If it's the nun and the priest, I don't know that it'd be the unborn child. So I'm thinking it's something else that haunts there too. I mean that too. Church Street was a place that they dug up bodies and moved to Riverside Cemetery. And so the story goes that they didn't get all the bodies up. So,
Right. There's a place here in Texas that's like that, and they ended up somebody bought the land that the cemetery was on, um, and apparently all the bodies weren't completely found
mm,
because none of them were marked,
oh
and
wow.
so they're not sure how many bodies were actually still left out there. But they ended up turning it into a haunted attraction to where there's hundreds of people there every time, on the weekends and everything
Mm,
else. So, and that would have been a very good place because there was so much activity there, and they basically run
wow.
it just by opening it up and charging people to come in.
hmm Wow. What do you got near you, April? What do you have that's something like that, like apartments or school or something?
Um, we have a place which I did. I think it was my first live stream really going somewhere except for a cemetery. It was called the it was a clinic, and it used to be a hospital, and then they had changed it into a old folks home, and they had changed it in a lot of different things, and they do tours in it,
Hmm.
but they'll let you. They want at least 5 people, and you can have it to yourself. Um,
Wow.
for hours, and it's $10. I think they charge $50 for at least 5 people.
Wow.
That's not bad.
And it's
Yeah,
$50 for five people total,
yeah, five
or
people
per
total.
person. Wow.
For
I need,
total.
I need to check that out. That'd be a
Um,
good place to go for us to do that.
I've been there twice.
Hmm.
I still haven't even edited that video and put it up yet. So
Yeah,
that's a
it was a pretty. That was a cool live stream. It was a pretty cool place.
they'll take you in. They'll take you a tour that if you just go like they really it's really popular around Halloween, but they stay open all year round.
Hmm.
Um, they'll tell you about the place. They'll go upstairs and put the flashlights on. They do that flashlight thing, and they'll say their name. They know the names of the spirits, and those flashlights they'll like talk to you. I mean, they'll cut on or cut off or um whatever. They'll set them up in all the different rooms upstairs. Then they'll take you downstairs in the basement, and they lock the basement door. And the last time I was there, I had my spirit box in my back pocket, and they told me to cut it on, and the spirit box was going crazy.
Wow, that's yeah. I mean, I love it when the spirit box goes crazy. I love it when you can get all this stuff and you can confirm it along the way, or you can find, or like you something you've heard and said, oh, that
Mhm.
you know, Billy. Well, there, Billy comes through the spirit box, and you're like, well, that's what they said was there.
Yeah.
So yeah, and talking about the flashlight, here's a funny story. We saw, I don't know, one Tennessee Ray Chasers, one of those guys doing that. I think it was them. And Marty's like, "Does that really work?" So I'm like, "Well, let's see." So I did it just like they did, loosened it up, got it set up, and we asked a couple of questions, and it popped on and off. So it kind of freaked her out for a second. She's like, "Oh my gosh, that works! Oh wow!" Hey, G Paul. But Rob, you're finally here. I'm here. All right. But yeah, I mean, I I love to try new stuff. The REM pod's gonna be fun when I get to really using it good, and I, what I like to do is when I do collaborations, I like to see what somebody else wants to bring to the table.
Right.
And I think well, Melanie and Michael has been the only two we've actually collabed with. So she has her own. She has a what's called a what she call that, a spirit board. It's not a Ouija board, but it's similar in some ways. And it's you ask it questions and stuff, and so what she did was she put a bunch of salt around it and stuff like that, and did her. It's on our Oakdale Cemetery
Mhm.
video that we did, and she got some interesting answers out of it. And she went back and did some research, and then she put the what they found through the research on her channel later on. So yeah, it's good to see everybody's got different ideas and
Right.
bringing something new to the table because it can help an investigation. It really can.
That clinic is called the Trivet Clinic.
The trivet.
Yeah, Trivette.
Okay, I'll write that
And
down.
it says it's in Hamptonville, but it's before you even get to Hamptonville. Because I don't live but like 25 minutes away from it.
Where's Hamptonville exactly?
Um, you
Is
stay
that?
on it's on 77.
Oh, okay.
Um, but it's really like in Union Grove. Um, I was trying to see. People have sent them pictures of things that they've seen. I'm trying to see if I can find some and I can show them.
Oh, cool. That'd be great.
Rob.
How close are you, April, to that Henry Mills River where the Hunger Games were filmed? They say that place is extremely haunted.
Now my daughters went there. My oldest daughter went there. I'm not sure, but I can find out
I actually want
because
to try
we're
that sometime.
45 minutes away from each other.
Mm,
An hour and 45 minutes
right.
away. I'm trying to find pictures.
But I don't know. I've read two things about that Henry Mills River. That you got to be careful getting in there because they, trespassing. But then I've heard other people say, no, you just go and nobody bothers you. So I don't know.
Rob, Troy just said a while ago he wanted to go there.
The Hell's Bridge. Yeah, I love to check out all these places. Um, what's that in Spring Hill Cemetery, where Omar is? I would
Mhm.
love to investigate that place. Um, that was one of the. Let's see, nah, that's probably the second video I saw him. The first ever video I saw Omar was when he got pulled down in a church.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Patty and all of them were with him, and he got his leg pulled, and there was a lot of crazy stuff going on there. And
That
then
was.
Rob and Joe went back this past year,
Mm-hmm.
so
See
it
this?
not a lot of changed.
Um, see what the front of the building looks like. This is what the front of the building looks like.
Oh, that looks crazy. And that's that orbs. That's some orbs around there, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, so I'm
Wow.
trying to find you some other pictures too.
hmm
This is what's painted on the floor in the basement.
Oh wow. Well, that's very neat.
And they sit chairs around it, and they tell you about the little girl or the child that's down there, and they'll give you a ball to hold. They tell you to lay your palm open flat,
hmm
and they set a ball, a ball in your hand, and you could actually feel my husband's cousin. She put it in her hand, and you could see the ball start wobbling. And they
Oh
said that
wow.
the child will come and start moving it. People get married there.
It's almost like getting married at I don't know Waverly Hills or somewhere. That'd be interesting though. I mean, if you're really
They want them to do it.
be interesting. Wow. Yeah, that'd be a place you got to check out.
Okay,
I'll
this is
put
a
that down
picture
on the
that
list.
somebody took in the basement that night. This showed up on the picture.
Oh wow.
What is that,
Yeah.
like fire or something?
It looks like a hand around the bottom of it, if y'all can tell.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Well, that's weird.
That is.
But they'll let you record it, they'll let you do anything down there. I'm trying to,
That's the kind of I would love to see more places like that.
they try to keep the upkeep of it. Okay, do y'all see this one? Looks like somebody's hand.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
That's a picture, because
Wow.
everybody that goes there and they'll bring their pictures back.
Hmm.
There's one I'm trying to find that it is really neat.
I think they do too, Rob.
And they really do the upkeep on the
hmm
place.
Yeah, spirits love attention. That's for sure. Some like it a little better than others too.
Yeah.
So I found. I think I've talked about this before, where I found uh, a sergeant in the military. I found it, and it was just like he wanted me to say hi or just that was it. I didn't catch anything after that about him. His name was Sergeant Lewis, and I finally found his headstone and everything. And some are just, hey, I'm here. Hey, how you doing? And that's all they want to do. Then some want to scratch you and push you and whatever.
Exactly.
So those, no.
Okay, this is up in the basement, going up the stairway. It looks like somebody's hands resting on the rail.
Yeah, I can see
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yeah. Wow.
And like I said, that's not but 25 minutes from here.
That'd be a place. Yeah, I definitely want to check that out.
you can see where people take pictures, and there's so many orbs.
Is that all? You said there's a website and all that,
They've
or
got
is
they're,
that where
they're
your
on Facebook. They've got a thing on Facebook. You can go
Facebook?
look at a bunch of the pictures. It's called Trivet Clinic.
Yep. Hmm. My phone's dying over here, so I'll check it out when I get it back on charge. But um, I got it written down. I looked into what was the name of the prison? Now the name escapes me for some reason. Tennessee prison. Omar, everyone went to it.
Brushy Mountain.
Yes, Brushy Mountain, and that'd be a cool place for. I would love to see all of us get together to a place like that and spend the night. It'd make it. It'd be a cool collaboration, and who knows what we'll catch.
Yeah. Mickey's got some. She's got some pretty cool places around there too.
Rob.
We're all going to hell.
Yes, we definitely
I
want
hope
to
not.
go to hell. Michigan.
Hell, Michigan, and there's a Kalamazoo too, right? If I'm not mistaken. I've heard of my whole life. Just go to Kalamazoo or something like that. And there's actually, I think it's Kalamazoo, Michigan. I'm like, oh,
We have
okay.
a Ding Dong, Texas.
Ding Dong, Texas.
When we drove through this town, I laughed the whole 2 seconds it took to drive through it. And not once did I think to stop and take a picture beside the sign.
That would have been. See, that'd have been a good picture to keep. It could be
There was
like a
probably a
profile
total of
picture.
10 people there. It was very small
Mhm.
town.
There's a place I filmed at in or shoot, Canton, Waynesville area somewhere. I have to remember where it's at, but anyway, it's called Frog Level, and it has a frog sitting on top of a level.
Oh, no.
It's cute as it could be. It's a neat little town. It's not got much. It's got a coffee shop. It's got what else has it got? Coffee shop. Oh, there's a thrift store there and a soup kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of proceeds that the things that they sell go to the soup kitchen to help the homeless. So that's cool.
Kalamazoo is near him.
See, I knew there was a Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Hi, Jenny.
I supposedly have some family members that live in Hills, Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Jenny.
Hi, Curly Sue.
I'm getting on the comments. I don't know if you all notice this, but like I'm like delayed.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's the
interesting.
wonderful world of YouTube.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Gotta love YouTube. Oh Lord. But yeah, there's definitely. I mean, places around here I love to investigate, but I really want to broaden my horizons, and I want to try to. I mean, it's just kind of for me. It's like I said last week. Yeah, it's just planning for me
Mm-hmm.
to do it. I've got a plan. I'm a caregiver, and it's almost 24/7, except for when
Yeah,
he's in
definitely.
school. So, but it's a great job, and I love it. It's just planning. But when I do plan, me and Marty actually planning on hopefully doing a vacation very soon, and I would definitely do some vlogging with that. But um, we talked about going to places like Winston Salem or there's a place in Greenville, South Carolina. There's a cemetery. I like to go. I'm not gonna do that in a day trip, but it's like the Devil's Cemetery in the background or
Mm-hmm.
something. I have to look that back up, but apparently they had a lot of seances with the devil
Yeah.
there, and I'm like, ooh. Don't know if I want to stir that up, but
Yeah. Tom Allen is from Kalamazoo.
Kalamazoo.
Now, see, you'll come like if you go to Winston Salem. Um, I'm like, you know where 77 and 40 meet, the Cloverleaf.
I think so.
Okay, I live
It's been
like
a while since I've been out that way, though.
10 minutes from there. I live 10 minutes from there.
Okay. All right. Um,
Yeah, Winston Salem's got a lot of places, and my daughter knows where a church is. That they say that the preacher killed himself, and he
mm.
haunts the church.
Where is that at? Because I've also heard of another story like that, very similar.
I'm not sure exactly where it's called. Um, I will get in touch with her and find out. She's
Hmm.
wanted me to go several times with her, but I've never had a time to go. But I want
Hmm.
to go. I'll find out where it's at. I think it's towards your way.
If it is, there's one I think up in Boone, and it was called Chapel of Rest or something.
I think
And
that
if that's the same one where the preacher hung himself,
I think that's it.
the story, from what I understand, a buddy of mine, Jesse, told me about this a while back. But um, apparently, the guy hung himself, and there's a blood stain on the floor that they can't
That's
get rid
it.
of. Okay,
That's it.
and people have told other people like it's just a stain from a wood fire or something. I mean, they make up stories to kind of,
Yeah.
because every
So
time they try to clean it, it comes back.
yeah,
Yeah.
my daughter's got a bunch of pictures there, and she said that said the graveyard's really creepy too.
Yeah, the graveyard right beside it too. I like to check that out.
Yeah, she's got pictures of my grandkids like posing in front of it. But she's been wanting me to go for a long while. Maybe we can all get together and go.
That'd be cool. That'd be really cool. And my mom wants me to do investigations in her basement and her barn. And I said, and she's doing it. But my sister's been in South Korea teaching. She's coming back soon. So, and she's very much into the paranormal. Probably loves it more than I do. But she and I will probably maybe get together and do something. Planning for that. That'd be interesting. She wants. To, I showed her the other day when she was on Facetime that I had a REM pod. She's like, "Oh!"
Mhm.
She was pretty excited about it. So yeah, we'll see. Probably be able to do
I'm
something
excited about it too. I've got it in my cart on Amazon.
there. Mm-hmm.
I just haven't pushed the button yet.
I
How
get like
much did
that too.
they run?
Do
uh,
what? What'd you say, April?
How much do they usually run the rainfall?
Uh, I have seen $170, but the one I got uh said seven. I got it for 70. So and it's like it. The problem was I had some issues with shipping. I paid or put it in the Amazon to pay for it, and then Amazon messaged me and said, "Well, this person's not sent this yet, so we're not going to charge you." Then I sent them a message like, "Do you still have it? Can you send it?" And they sent it. And they actually sent it like next day mail when they did send it, so I didn't have to pay for you
mhm.
know any kind of shipping or anything. It was just the REM pod itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have talked about Waverly a
Hmm.
lot, but
Mhm.
we just haven't been able to decide what and when, and since we all live so far away.
Yeah.
That's cool, Jenny. Yeah, we're glad you're here.
Yes, we are.
Thank you so much. The support is really what makes a difference, and that's what we do.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. Some of the drives are a little bit like there's places I love to go, but I just
Yeah.
I don't. I've never flown, so I got to fly sometime. It's on the bucket list.
See,
So
Twinkie,
That's on my bucket list too, Troy. Down here.
Well,
Other stuff. It's down here.
well, then I saw where Dale Jr. got in a plane crash
Yeah,
today,
he
and I
did
said, "Oh
today.
wow!" But he's I seen a thing come up that said he was okay. So
Yeah, he was the only one took to the hospital, but he just had scrapes and bruises.
Yeah,
hmm
Austin, his nephew, which is friends with Cameron, my son,
hmm
he lives right next door to Dale.
Oh wow,
Dale or Junior lives like 10 minutes from my house. Um,
sweet.
uh, Austin called my son and told him, everybody's okay. They're a little bit shit. They're shook up, but they're okay.
Well, that's good. I mean, God, if something happened to him, NASCAR really just go. I mean, it's already falling flat in some ways, but um, when his dad died, that really hurt.
Yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm glad he's good. Doing good. I've never seen a UFO, Andy. I've seen some weird things flying around in the sky, but never a UFO. Mostly birds. But
I was standing at my front yard one night and I took pictures and sent them to Twinkie. This light was in the sky and it was three of them and it would just sit there and then it was gone. I mean, it
that's
was
most,
really weird. It was weird shape. It was funny. It's just I done thought I was seeing something.
my dad used to joke all the time saying the UFOs come to take him home someday. So I don't know. My dad would love to see a UFO. He does believe in UFOs. I'm a little bit skeptic on them, but I'm also a skeptic in things that I do too with the paranormal because I don't want to believe that everything is paranormal. I want to make sure it is.
exactly.
So, and it's one thing I think that people watch shows and or YouTube channels and they think, oh man, everything's paranormal. Everything, how many times do those people go there before something happened? You
Exactly.
know, and then unfortunately you have those who have their buddies behind the scenes doing stuff too and
Yeah.
faking stuff, and I hate that.
And that's
Gosh,
what gives us a bad name.
it does because the rest of us are trying to do it legitimately, and here we are having people doing it, um, doing stuff like that.
And we always try
Um,
to debunk it.
hmm
We see something,
Yeah,
we try to debunk it.
yeah. That's what I was talking about the squirrels earlier. I thought, you think, oh, there's something moving, and you see squirrels running around. And you're like, oh, okay, that was them. So it's yeah. You want to debunk it first. You want to make sure that it is paranormal. If you can't explain it, great, that's paranormal. But um, yeah, it's sad. I've seen. I had a buddy of mine, Dave, who was real big on paranormal stuff, and he quit watching a lot of the YouTubers that were doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
He would actually look. I don't remember. I do remember who it is, but I'm not going to say the person's name. But he has a YouTube channel, and he tied a string to his desk chair and turned real big, and it popped it off the wall. This little thing he had on the wall, and so that pretty much ended that for him. He just pretty much quit watching,
Yeah.
That's
and
what
that's sad.
I do. If you can catch something, there's everybody's gonna say, everybody says a lot of people are fake. But when you catch it yourself, what they're doing fake, it's a whole new ballgame. You know,
hmm
there's some that I won't watch anymore that I don't watch anymore because I've actually slowed it down and watched it and seen it myself.
Yeah, I mean, I like to go like when the fidget spinner moved. That's why I like putting a secondary camera on it, so that way there's no doubt that when it happened, it happened. And so with that video, I kind of spliced it to where you can hear me say what we're doing, like we're walking off, we're going to investigate for a few minutes or something. You hear that same thing that I said, that little bit of clip, and then you see the fidget spinner move, and then I go back to the regular video. And the thing was, what's so funny was we went back to the car to look at the second camera, and we saw it move. And Marnie she's like, "Oh, it moved! Oh my God, that thing's in my pocket!" And she took it out and threw it threw it on the console in the car. And I was like, "I don't think it's anything attached to it, but it's okay. Calm down." But it freaked her out. It really did. But we were like high fiving, and all the way down the road, we were excited because we caught something we couldn't explain. So that was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. And when we something happens or we see or hear something, we always get that kind of it scares you, but you want to know more.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
would say it's like the first time every time
Hmm.
because it never gets old. It never gets. I say it's never. It's like the new normal. I
Hmm.
guess you say you think that you would be used to it by now, but you're not.
And even though you sometimes get excited, you're also like, where's this thing at now? you know.
Exactly.
But the fidget spinner moved in a Newton Academy Cemetery, which was a Civil War cemetery.
Yeah, you're the one that gave James that idea. The videos, I think he even mentions your name on there, and he says, "Well, let's see if it'll work for us too." And he tried it. He didn't get anything happen with it, but he said, "Well, I gave it a go anyway."
Hmm. Well, and see, the thing is, I've not had it really move since then either.
Yeah.
And but I do plan to give it away once we hit 500 subscribers.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, and what I've also want to probably give away is some things locally here in Asheville, like bumper stickers and things like that. Uh, and then I'll have a few other things also. So once I hit 500, that's been my plan for a while, that I'm going to do a giveaway. And what I'll do is like a trivia type thing, and the first person to comment will win it. But Jenny, you're sensitive to the paranormal. I know people who are. They don't like to deal with it. My friend Matt from the radio station, I can't believe he actually wants to do it because he is very sensitive to stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, like an empath type.
I'm sorry, Jenny, but you do have a good channel.
Hmm.
And Jenny was just with Omar and them and Melissa and
Yeah. Looked like she had a lot of fun too. I saw some of the Instagram pictures. That was cool.
Boston. He looks like he is a blast to be around.
Omar's got his hands full with those
Yeah, he
kids. That's
does.
funny though.
He definitely loves Jenny though.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Him out there riding that little razor thingy. That was funny. That was a cute video.
I love his vlogs. I really do. I think his vlogs are really cool. Because he's always got something interesting in them.
Yeah.
And when I do vlogs, I kind of think, I hope mine is as interesting as Omar's, because he can keep you entertained throughout the entire.
Omar just has
You
that
know.
personality that
Mhm.
you feel like he's just talking right to you.
Yeah, yeah, he really does. I mean, I love his paranormal stuff, but his vlogs are probably my favorite.
Yeah.
Those are good. And I try to do vlogs too. I like to be like 2 dimensional and not 1 dimensional. But
See, I've never done
um,
top step, but I'd like to get into it.
hmm well, since I started to do another channel, and I thought, like, I want it all to be on one channel. And if you like the vlogs I do, great, because I do get, depends on what I'm filming. Like if I'm filming something in downtown Asheville or whatever, a lot of those videos will get a couple of hundred or more views. And I've had the flood I did in Biltmore has got over 3,000 views. So
Let's see. I want to go to Biltmore one of these days.
hmm oh, it's beautiful. Me and Marnie went last year. Her mom had one of those. guest pass things, and we went last year. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
been a long time.
It's expensive, but it's
Hmm.
beautiful.
Yeah, it really is. And they have a cool little winery tasting around the back of the state, and shops and ice cream stores and things like that. And we ate in what was it called? The wish Marnie was here. The Stagecoach House or something. It used to be a place where they had the horses. It was their barn for the horses, and it was a well. It wasn't like totally expensive. They had like hamburgers and steaks and stuff like that. So it was really good. Yeah, if you ever get a chance to go to Biltmore, please do because you will love it.
But see, when I go, I want to stay all night because I want to investigate.
I don't
Because
know if
they say
they
it
used
is
to do it.
really haunted.
Hmm.
The
Oh
cat,
yeah.
the cat, and the owner that used to be the old owner of it. He's there.
Hmm.
There's a headless. I think it's the headless cat.
Yeah, that's
He's
another
there.
one. Hmm.
They see a lot of stuff there. I want to go. Got to win the lottery first.
They've had a lot of movies filmed there too.
Yeah.
Richie Rich with Macaulay Culkin, and one of my favorites is Private Eyes with Don Knotts and Tim Conway. It
Oh,
is hilarious. That was like early '80s, I think, and it was. And Marnie had a friend of hers who passed away last year. Her and her husband worked at the Biltmore State, and in the pictures in her funeral, they have it with her and Don Knotts and Tim Conway. So
that's
she got to meet them and stuff. That was really cool. So, G Paul, what can you film around there? There's got to be something to film.
told him he's a crazy old goat. Just film himself.
do 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 G Paul vlogs. That'd be fun. Yeah, Jenny, you got to do what you feel is best for you.
Yeah,
Yeah, and we'll support you whatever you do.
definitely. Yeah, if I start doing vlog type things, it'll be on the same channel because I can barely keep up with one channel. I
Yeah.
don't think I could do two.
Marnie was doing one with that Three Girls and a Cup of Joe she has, but she just kind of, I think she had some, well, there was some negative comments that popped up. That was one thing that is discouraging.
Yeah,
But she just kind of, uh, she had other things coming up and stuff, so she just kind of quit doing it. I love to see her do her channel again though, but it's on her own time.
she has such a good energy.
Hmm.
Oh, she has great energy, and she loves to tell stories and talk about things and encourage people and stuff. She's really something else.
We love you too,
She
Jenny.
I can't wait to get together and be able to collab with y'all.
Yeah,
oh yeah, I can't wait.
that'll be cool to see.
Hmm.
Jenny, you don't realize how special your channel is too, because there's a lot of times that I've come to your channel, your live streams, on days when I felt like my world was crumbling, and leaving your stream, I felt so much better. So, no, whether you're doing the paranormal or whether you're doing your prayer streams or your, whatever you are helping people,
And prayer streams can do a lot for
they
people.
definitely can.
They can do a lot because you never know who you might help or bring to the Lord or whatever.
That's right.
Um, so yeah, keep doing your thing. Keep doing what you feel is right in your soul.
And there's always going to be people that are going to be telling you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. But
Hmm.
like Tori said, you got to do what's best for you and what you feel like you want to do.
Yeah.
You can't live for everybody else.
what was it? Long, not too long ago, in one of my videos, and it was a video I did maybe a year or two ago. Anyway, somebody commented I'm mentally disturbed for hearing and seeing and doing paranormal stuff. So I'm like, oh well, thank you very much.
We're called witches all the time.
Yeah.
We have been called every name in the book, and it's just like if you
Mhm.
don't want to watch us, don't
Yeah, yeah. If
move
you
on.
don't like what we,
And
you know, we're
they always say, that's the devil's work and this, that, and the other. What we have, the abilities that we do have, it was a God given gift.
mhm,
So how could that be evil? If God gives you the ability to be able to do this stuff and help people, how is that
mhm,
evil?
And
right,
another, we don't worship Satan. We don't do any of that.
mm-mm,
We try to help spirits.
Yeah.
We do film it, yeah. We
mhm,
do put it up on our channel, but we're also trying to learn. We learn
mhm,
every day,
yeah,
and I mean, I don't see anything wrong with that.
mm-mm.
We try to
And
help people.
and you guys do prayer requests almost every live stream,
Yes,
Yes.
and
and
that,
I did
I
get a lot of
mean, that
that from
makes a
Jimmy
difference.
because that does help so many people, and
Yeah,
a lot of people were surprised to see it.
mhm,
See us doing it. I mean,
yeah,
A lot of people are like, they're embarrassed. You see a lot of people, they're like embarrassed to say a prayer.
mhm,
You know, God
yeah.
gave me the gift. Why can't I give him the glory back?
yeah.
That's right. I mean, there's times I've sent prayer requests online to churches and stuff. I needed prayer for something. Hey, sometimes you need that. I have
My
friends that I would go to and do that.
my mom actually came the first night on to one of my live streams the other night. First time
Mhm.
she's ever done it. And my mom is one of the biggest religious
Mm-hmm.
people you'd ever want to talk to.
Corbin.
But she
Corbin.
also, she knows they know what I do,
Mhm.
and they've never downed me for it because
Mhm.
she's also dreamed too, so she's a dreamer too. My
Mhm.
dad's not so much into it, so I don't. I respect them when I go to their house in Virginia. I don't turn on my spirit box or do any of that stuff out of respect for them because my dad doesn't get into it, but they don't down me for it.
See you, Jenny. Thank you for stopping by.
Bye, Jenny. Love you.
Good night, Jenny. Love you.
Yeah, like you're talking like my mom and dad. Very, they're religious people. They don't, they're not everyday churchgoers or whatever. But they believe. My dad, he does. He just don't get into it. But my mom heavily believes
Hmm.
in the spirit world, and my mother-in-law is also a great source of help too because there's been times she even told me about a wreck that happened up at Helen's Bridge one time back in the 50s, I think is when it was. But so there's occasions she says, oh, these places are haunted, and there's a place called Seeley's Castle that's on the other side of Helen's Bridge, on the other side of an open cut, and you can't get into it. And if you ever seen the carpetbagger, he actually went up there to just film the outside of it, and he got run off by the groundskeeper or whatever. But it used to be used as I think it was UNCA, or I don't know if it was UNCA at the time, but it was a college. And but yeah, they say it's pretty haunted, but nobody's getting in there without being shot. So you don't go there, but it's good to have people, this family that believe in the Lord, but also believe in what you do and support you for it.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Ghost Tech.
Jenny. We definitely have respect for you too. Hi, Ghost Tech.
Hey, Ghost Tech.
Voice sounds like Tennessee Eagle 3.
Oh Lord. It's yeah, Rob. When you have people tell you about the spirits they see, it intrigues me. I like to listen to that.
Mhm.
There's a place up here about 20 minutes. It's about 20 minutes from here. It's not far from the Trivet Clinic. Um, It's called Allison's Woods. Um, when I was pregnant with my oldest daughter, my car had, and it's a place that's always been said to be haunted. There is a place that it's a big pool of water. Um, People have dove down in there, and part of the it used to be a big, I guess, castle or something that used to sit there. I'm not sure what it was, but they used to have um, where they had kept slaves and stuff. And there's chains. You can dive down into the water, and it's got a place in there where you can come up to breathe underneath there. And they said that on the walls, there's still chains hooked to the walls and stuff like that. A lot of people had crazy experiences happen there. When I was pregnant with my daughter, my car broke down right in the middle of it, and I was 8 months pregnant. And this big dually tow truck had come down, and they asked me was I broke down, and I said yeah, it was pouring down rain. And this woman was behind them in a car, and she asked me if I knew them. And I said no. She goes, well, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to sit behind because you don't know who you can trust anymore. And I was like, that's fine. And this was 28 years ago. And she sat behind me. She had me come and sit in her car while they were and get warm because it was raining. And she talked to me and everything like that. And then the guy had motioned for me to come and start my car. They got it started. And I went and thanked the guys and everything. We got it started. When I turned around to tell her thank you, she was gone within a few seconds. And I don't know where she
That's
went.
creepy.
Yeah, that was really weird for me because I was like, where did she? Because you would have heard somebody turn around or leave because she was like right on the tail end of my car. She was right there, and she was gone. And and if she would have left, she would either have went past me to go the opposite way, or if she would have turned around and went away from me, the road is so stretched out long, I'd have been able to see her tail lights.
Yeah.
There was nothing. So that was pretty creepy.
That is creepy. Like at Helen's Bridge, and I've never done this before, but if you drive your car underneath the bridge and say Helen come forth 3 times,
Hmm.
your car will either have a problem then or it will end up having a problem the next day. And a handprint on the hood. It's pretty creepy.
We were leaving a place here called Little Bell's Bridge, and it's like right outside of town here. And we started getting things on our word deal that was saying don't leave, stay. And then at one point in time it said mom, and I looked at it and I was fixing to turn it off, and I said, sorry, I'm not your mom. And within seconds, the car felt like something grabbed it from underneath and just held it. And it was like we slammed on our brakes, but the brakes were never touched. And the car just died. Like nothing, it wouldn't turn. It wouldn't turn on, nothing. No
I was
light.
on the phone with you.
Yeah. And so we sat there for a good 30 minutes, and my husband finally got signal on his phone, called one of his friends to come get us. And me and Lainey were talking back and forth. Lainey was like really upset. She was scared. And I said, if that's you messing with our car, leave it alone. I said, we'll be back to visit you, but you got to let us go right now. Within seconds, the lights come back on. Cody was able to start the car, and we were able to go. And I left my word deal on. We got almost off the dirt road area, and it said car wreck. And with like 2 seconds later, this deer jumps up, You can see it jumping over the fence, but it looks like it does a 360 or a 180 and just goes back over the fence. Cody slams on his brake, and then my deal come up and said, "Just kidding." That was like he didn't want to go back out there ever again.
Oh, that's wild.
We ended up going back out there, but yeah, that night it scared us all.
Mm. Wow. Yeah, you never know. I'm sure I'm gonna come across some weird stuff the more I keep doing this, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and I was like, Jenny was talking about, earlier too, and I meant to mention this to her, but me and Marnie set out just to do exploration videos and just show people about Western North Carolina. Then we got into the paranormal by just reading what was paranormal around here. But we've come across some unique things, and I love it. I didn't think I'd ever do it, but I'm doing it, and maybe a calling to do it, I guess is what you could say.
I'm trying to get Twinkie to move over this way so we can all get together.
Rich said something about one time he'd like to move to North Carolina, so that'd be great. Get all of us this way.
Yeah. And Georgie will come too.
George will be right behind him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, have
Hey,
everybody
Tim.
over here.
It's just
Oh,
we have
Lord.
the whole crowd here.
Yeah, everybody here tonight. We've had some unique discussions tonight, which is great, which is what I want to do with this channel and stuff. So, any ideas for next week? What would like to talk about next week? Comment below if you want to, have a suggestion for next week's topic. I mean, we can still do paranormal.
We always go paranormal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, we, paranormal. And then we can just veer that into something else and into something else, and that's fun.
Whatever you like.
All right. I think I'm going to call it a night. But I do appreciate Amy and April coming up. I do appreciate everybody in the chats. Thank you for that. Let's see. April, you're tomorrow night.
Yep.
Amy, you're going to be Saturday night
Saturday night, yes.
at Goatman's.
Yes.
Yep.
I need help.
Check them both out. Let's see. Amy's going to be at Goatman's Bridge, so we definitely want to see that. And as I say on all my videos, until next time, God bless. See you soon. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Bye, y'all.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night. Love y'all.
Where's Amy?